Hello and welcome to Arnie's Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Gardener's Secret. In the quiet town of Greenfield, where the days stretched long and lazy under a golden sun, a shadow fell over the quaint community one misty morning. Holly Arnold, a young detective with a sharp mind and an unyielding curiosity, stepped out of her aunt's cottage, expecting nothing more than a peaceful visit. She was wrong. Whispers floated through the town square like dandelion seeds on the wind. Mr. Thorne, the reclusive botanist, had been found dead in his greenhouse, and his prized possession, the rare midnight bloom, was gone. Holly couldn't resist a mystery. Her grandmother, a botanist herself, had often spoken of Mr. Thorne with a mix of admiration and rivalry, filling Holly's childhood with tales of rare plants and scientific wonders. Now, with her detective badge tucked in her pocket and her grandmother's lessons in her heart, she set off toward the greenhouse, her boots crunching on the gravel path. The scene was chaos. Shattered glass sparkled like fallen stars among overturned pots and trampled leaves. In the center, Mr. Thorne lay beneath a sheet, a silent sentinel of his own demise. Police officers milled about, their faces etched with confusion. Holly ducked under the yellow tape, flashing her credentials to the gruff officer in charge. "I'm a detective." He shrugged, too overwhelmed to argue, and let her pass. She scanned the wreckage. The damage wasn't random, it clustered around a bare patch of soil where the midnight bloom had once stood. Footprints led to a back exit, faint but deliberate. Holly crouched, her keen eyes catching a glint in the dirt, a small, silver button with a floral design. It wasn't Mr. Thorne's, his clothes were plain, practical. Nearby, a scrap of dark blue fabric clung to a thorny stem. Blues. She pocketed them, her mind already spinning. Then she noticed something else, a hidden compartment beneath the table, its latch disguised as a knot in the wood. Inside was a leather-bound journal, its pages filled with Thorne's meticulous handwriting. Notes on the midnight bloom dominated its cultivation, its properties. One entry stood out: "Met with the buyer today. Offered a fortune, but I can't trust them. The flower's potential is too great to be misused." A sweet, perfume scent lingered in the air, faint but distinct, cutting through the earthy dampness of the greenhouse. Holly filed it away and took the journal. This was no simple theft. The investigation begins. Holly started with the journal. It named names: Dr. Lila Evergreen, a rival botanist; Mr. Victor Greystone, a wealthy collector; Ms. Fiona Thorne, the gardener's estranged daughter; and a mysterious buyer. Each had a motive, each a thread in this tangled web. She began with Dr. Evergreen. The botanist's lab was a sterile contrast to Thorne's greenhouse, white walls, gleaming equipment, the air sharp with chemicals. Dr. Evergreen, a wiry woman with sharp eyes, greeted Holly with a scowl. "Yes, I envied him," she snapped. "He got all the credit for our shared work, but kill him." Holly's gaze drifted to a coat on the rack. A button was missing, silver, floral. "Lost it weeks ago. At his greenhouse. Actually, I visited too." Her alibi was solid. Her colleagues confirmed she'd been at a conference the night of the murder. A dead end, perhaps. Or a clever ruse. Next, Holly visited Mr. Greystone. His mansion loomed over the town, its halls lined with glass cases of exotic plants. He was polished, charming, his smile too wide. "I admired Thorne," he said. "Wanted the bloom, yes, but he refused." Holly's eyes caught on a rare orchid. Thorne had mentioned its theft in his journal. Greystone waved it off. A misunderstanding. She didn't buy it. His charm hid something darker. Fiona Thorne was last. Holly found her in a cramped city apartment, her eyes red from crying. "Dad and I fought years ago," she admitted. "I didn't want his life, plants over people, but he called me last week, scared." She paused. "He mentioned a company, wanted it bad." Fiona's grief seemed real, her story raw. Another piece of the puzzle. A blooming conspiracy. Back at the greenhouse, Holly searched deeper. Behind a shelf, a secret panel clicked open, revealing a narrow staircase to an underground lab. Here, Thorne's true work unfolded: notes on the midnight bloom's compound, a potential cure for a rare disease, or, if mishandled, a dangerous narcotic. Letters from Biogenics, a pharmaceutical giant, littered the desk, offering millions. Thorne's replies were firm refusals, citing ethical concerns. The stakes were higher than she'd thought. Holly needed help. She called Alex, a tech-savvy friend from her academy days. Over coffee and a laptop, he hacked into Biogenics' servers. Emails spilled out orders to a fixer known as the Shadow to secure the flower by any means. If he resists, deal with him. Cold. Calculated. Holly's blood ran hot. This was no accident, it was murder. She devised a plan. Spreading a rumor that the flower had surfaced, she set a trap at an abandoned warehouse, rigging it with cameras and police backup. Night fell. A figure slipped through the shadows, tall, clad in dark blue, a whiff of cologne trailing him. The Shadow. He lunged for the decoy plant, and Holly sprang the trap. Officers swarmed, pinning him down. The chase was over. The truth unearthed. In the interrogation room, the Shadow's real name, Marcus Kane, cracked under pressure. "I didn't mean to kill him," he growled. "Thorne caught me, fought back, he fell." Holly leaned in, her voice steel. "That's not all." Kane flinched. She pressed on, holding up the button. "This yours custom jacket, right hand that cologne." His silence was confession enough. Biogenics had ordered a hit. But there was more. Greystone's name surfaced in Kane's story. He'd hired a separate thief. Arriving too late, the flower was already gone. A greedy overlap, not a killer. Holly confronted him next. Pale and cornered, Greystone admitted his scheme but swore he hadn't touched Thorne. She believed him. The real villain was Biogenics. With Kane's testimony and the hacked emails, Holly took the fight to the company. They denied everything, but the evidence was ironclad. Arrests followed, headlines blared. The Midnight Bloom, recovered from Kane's hideout, found a new home at a non-profit research institute, honoring Thorne's vision. A gardener's legacy. Holly stood with Fiona outside the greenhouse, now quiet under a setting sun. He wanted to help people. Holly nodded, handing her the journal. He did, and we made sure of it later, alone. The old woman's voice echoed in her mind, proud and warm. "Plants tell stories, Holly. Listen close." She had, and in the end, she'd uncovered not just a crime, but a truth worth protecting. The gardener's secret was safe, blooming anew in hands that cared. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.